Well, praise the Lord. This is Hemi. Today we're talking from the subject, discerning of spirits, discerning the moment, discerning of spirits, and discerning the moment. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse number 10 says, to another working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. Now, 1 Corinthians 12 is giving a list of spiritual gifts, and one of them is the discernment of spirits. And that spiritual gift really is being able to discern into the spiritual world. We are in a fleshly world. That's what we are able to see with our naked eye, with our natural eye. But we're also in a spiritual world, and having the discernment of spirits is being able to see in that spiritual world, and discernment of how to follow in the spiritual realm. And I believe that the Lord has given me this message today through a dream last night to encourage His people to believe Him, that they may be able to see what is going on in the spiritual realm and how they are to conduct or act in accordance to what they have discerned. And I would like to use 2 Kings chapter 6 as an example of how we are to discern and how we are to govern ourselves according to what we have discerned in the spiritual realm. 2 Kings chapter 6, and we will begin reading at the 13th verse. But before we actually get to the 13th verse, let me give you a backdrop of the setting. In this setting, there is a prophet, and the prophet's name is Elisha. And the prophet would give prophetic warnings to the king of Israel. And in these prophetic warnings to the king of Israel would be able to escape the advances of the opposing kings. And there was one opposing king, Aram, the king of Aram. He's got miffed because every time he tried to capture Israel, or the king of Israel, the king would escape. And it was told to him the reason why the king is escaping is because of the prophet Elisha. And so the king of Aram says, well, go get me Elisha and let me stop Elisha, because if I could stop Elisha, I could stop the king of Israel. All right, now we pick up the story in 2 Kings chapter 6, verse number 13. Go and find out where he is, the king commanded, so I can send troops to seize him. And the report came back to Elisha that Elisha is at Dothan. So one night the king of Aram sent a great army with many chariots and horses surrounding the city. He surrounded the city with great horses and great chariots. Verse number 15. When the servant of the man of God got up early the next morning and went out, there were troops, horses, and chariots everywhere. Oh, sir, what will we do now? The young man cried to Elisha. Don't be afraid, Elisha told him, for there are more on our side than on their side. Then Elisha prayed, O Lord, open his eyes and let him see. The Lord opened the young man's eyes, and when he looked up, he saw that the hillside around Elisha was filled with horses and chariots of fire. Elisha heard that the king of Aram was progressing, and he was asleep. But the servant of Elisha heard that, the king of Aram was coming and had sent horses and chariots of fire, and he saw the horses and chariots of fire. And when he saw them, he got afraid. But Elisha knew the moment. He knew what was happening in the spirit. And he prayed that the Lord would open the young man's eyes and that the young man may see in the spirit. And when he saw in the spirit, he saw that there were more horses and chariots on their side than there were on the enemy's side. And I want you, my friend, I want you to begin to believe God, to pray. And the Lord will open your eyes and you will see that there are more that be with you than there are with them. Continuing on in the story, as the Aramean army advanced towards him, Elisha prayed, "Oh Lord, please make them blind." So the Lord struck them with blindness as Elisha had asked. Now, Elisha had prayed, "Lord, open the young man's eyes." And now he's praying, "Lord, smite the Aramean army with blindness so they cannot see." Elisha knew what to do in the spirit. And in the spirit, he was to pray and to stop their eyesight. What are you saying, Hemi? I'm saying that the Lord himself will open your eyes and blind the enemy's eyes. You just pray. Verse number 19. Then Elisha went out and told them, "You have come a long way. This isn't the right way. Follow me and I will take you to the man you're looking for," and led them into the city of Samaria. Now, these are the people who had come to seize Elisha and take him back to the king of Aram. But instead of them being able to see where Elijah was able to see where they were in the spirit, and he prayed, "Shut their eyes." What are you saying, Hemi? I'm praying that you will have faith and say, "Lord, open my eyes that I may see that there are more for me than there are with the enemy. Open my eyes that I may see the direction that I'm to go, and close the eyes of the enemy and lead the enemy into my camp." That's just as what they happened. They came for Elisha to take Elisha back to the king of Aram, but Elisha prayed that the eyes be closed, and he led them into Samaria, the capital of one of the capital cities of Israel. And as soon as they entered Samaria, Elisha prayed, "Oh Lord, now open their eyes and let them see." So the Lord opened their eyes, and they discovered they were in the middle of Samaria. The Lord will open the enemy's eyes, and the enemies will see that he is on your land, and the odds now are in your favor. This what caused fear in the young man now is fearing not only the young man, not only Elijah, but all of the people who were a part of the young man's land. This is Hemi. I love you. God bless you. I'll see you later in the move of the Spirit. Lord, open our eyes that we may see. Bye-bye.